Hey guys, thanks for tuning in to the live class at sort of 5, we got there. So
technical difficulties, but we're ready now.
Yeah. So wanted to kind of go over a sequence that some of the people have seen. I started drilling this sequence. Actually, one of the guys who used to train here, Matt Heaston, started just killing me with this back step knee bar sequence. And I was like, you got to show me how to do that. So he showed me how to do it, and I think it was around the time I got my brown belt. I really wanted to start working super heavy into leg locks and just have not stopped from there. But was competing a lot in IBJJF tournaments, so I wanted to get a leg lock series where I wasn't going to get disqualified. But so you can still have that love for leg locks and do the IBJJF rule set. But I wanted to make sure that my opponent wasn't going to be able to disqualify me or put me in a position where I could get disqualified. So we just drilled, we must have drilled this 3 years straight. And then finally, in the finals of the Pan Am's Master 3 brown belt, you got to get thrown on your face for this to work. So I was going against a judo guy, and I stepped around his hips, and I shouldn't have, and he threw me right on his face, but recovered, came up on top. So we'll kind of go through the sequence. Kind of went into a smash pass got through the knee shield, went into a smash pass, or a pressure pass. He was really framing pretty hard, and he got the underhook on me. And it was just one of those moments that you've trained something so much that you just, all of a sudden, I'm backstepped, sitting, facing his legs. So it was one of those muscle memory things. So I wish I could have said I planned it out, but I think that the consistent drilling over and over again helped in getting this move. So I'm going to show you just kind of how not getting thrown on my face today. So if it's okay. I'm sure you'll do that for me though, right?
I'll do it for you.
Yes. But so I just want to show you kind of from where we started, where we went to, and how we finished it. And then when you backstep, if they lock their legs a different way. And it might seem really hard to open them, but it's really easy mechanics to open those legs. So from here, let's go right here. After I got thrown on my face, came up, and we were kind of in a knee shield position here, okay? And I'm a bottom half guard guy, like trying to pass top half guard, so I feel pretty comfortable here. So one of the first things I want to do is I just want to push this knee down a little bit, because that knee shield is usually going to be here, and all I'm going to do is kind of push it down a little bit, and then my body weight is going to compress that leg, and it's going to take his feet apart too, okay? So I come here and I just wrap low. I don't want to go real high because it leaves too much of a gap right there for him to pummel, okay? So what I usually do is I usually put my hand on the spine, and then the inside of my elbow is right where the beginning of his tailbone is right here. And I always like to drive my head right underneath their chin to get that planted on the ground. And then all I'm gonna do with this foot is I'm gonna windshield wiper it. A windshield wiper here, come here. But actually, let's back up for a second. I went through and I got here, like this. So one of the ways that I like to pass is I'm gonna come here. I'm gonna push my head this way and walk my hands together, and then I'm gonna go take his legs the other way. So it's gonna let this come down. Now my flipper goes in easier. Now this is where kind of the hard work starts. I have to bring my hips up a little bit, and he was really framing kind of high on me here. And I was driving through. I get here, and he gets the underhook. So immediately, and the best way to backstep is to get them to go for either your back, the single leg, anything like that. So as soon as they do that, I'm gonna backstep and sit right on top. If I get his arm caught in there, that's bonus, okay? So I'm gonna turn this way a little bit. I'm sorry. So we're here. The next thing I'm gonna do is I'm gonna reach down and grab their leg and pull my pants on. And a lot of times they'll just go here and cross, okay, because it's comfortable for them. But I'm gonna wedge my leg here. And when you start training in this position, it's gonna feel very unstable for you. So you've gotta really practice being stable here. So if you move around a little bit, I feel pretty good. I'm sitting directly on top of him. You're not gonna kill the person by sitting on top. A lot of people don't wanna put weight on somebody. He's doing pretty good underneath me, okay? He's all right. So when I grab this, it's like a bar. It's like I'm pulling pants on. So when I drive in, I have to expose this foot. So I'm gonna crawl up here a little bit more, and I'm just gonna lean sideways a little bit, and I'm gonna cross my feet over right here, okay? I'm not gonna figure four my legs. I'm just gonna cross just like this, okay? Now, no matter which way he goes, so roll this way, We'll keep rolling. I'm still completely in front of his knee. Let's go back the other way. So see how I'm just completely connected and glued to his legs. If he moves, it's safe. I'm not gonna get called for reaping or anything like that. Now, what I can do is I can fall back. I'm gonna keep the instep of his foot right on the inside of my head. I'm gonna grab, this hand's gonna grab the heel, and I like to lock like this. I'm gonna turn and arch in. If I just come back this way, he's got some mobility in that hamstring. If I turn it sideways and then go, it's gonna go a little bit quicker, okay? Now the other thing too is if he bends his leg, we've got a nice toe hold position here. And then the defense to the toe hold is straightening your leg, you go right back in to this knee bar, okay? So one of the things I'd wanna do is you really have to sell or actually give up a position to get this. If I just do this, put my hands down and I do this, Mike's gonna see that and I'm gonna fly off the top right there. So it's more of a short backstop. So we're here, I come here. You really have to sell the fact that you're giving something up. Backstep, come up and pinch. Kind of wedging everything together here, just like that. So I wanna be stable. I'm gonna expose the foot, step this way, and I've been doing this a lot, so sometimes I can do it without putting my hand down. If he bends his leg, I can just go right for the toe hold right here. Pretty good finish there. And if they straighten, come here, grab, and pull, okay? You wanna try it a couple times? So we're here. Yeah, so I come here, and you're gonna backstep, but sit both butt cheeks on top of my, there you go. Pull it up, yep.
Step over.
Yep, step over. Then you go whichever way you want. Yeah. Straighten and go right in there. You can do it under the lat as well. And sometimes if you catch over the toes.
I like this one better.
Yeah.
I feel more tighter.
That is very tight. But sometimes if you get the end of the toes, you'll foot lock them and you'll knee bar them at the same time. Yeah, that feels bad. Okay?
Nice.
I'll try it one more time. Here. Hands. You can even put your hand down here because if you put your hand back here and you backstep, I'm going to grab onto it. I'm trying to slow you down. So put your hands in the front if you can. There you go. Come up on the back.
It makes you sit up easier too. Step over here. Come up.
Whichever way you want to go. Yeah.
Here. Step over. Push.
That's tight. That was foot locking me too. Now, one of the other questions we get is, what happens if the feet aren't in that direction? You can take his feet and put them in that position if you want to, but if they're experienced in this position, you can do it another way. So we're here, and let's back here. Let's turn this way. There we go. Now, his legs are in the wrong position, so he comes here. Okay, so I'm still gonna wedge my legs together for base. Excuse me. I'm gonna pull everything up, and I'm gonna put my foot flat on the ground. So my thigh is pointing upwards, okay? Okay. But if I leave this here, his leg is gonna go down my leg, okay? So when I'm here, I wanna step all the way up so that my thigh is facing upwards. So it just makes a little more impediment to getting that out of there. I'm gonna reach under to the stirrup. I'm gonna reach over his toes, put my elbow on the inside of his shin. That's very important. Okay, so pull, don't let me open your legs, okay? So if I do this, it's not gonna open. I'm gonna take this toe, pull it to this knee. Ready? Legs open up right away. That might have been a fluke. So let's try one more time. So we're here. I have the stirrup. So this is the stirrup, okay? I'm gonna grab his toes with my middle knuckle is gonna cover his pinky toe. And my elbow is gonna be inside his shin. And I'm just gonna pull this way. And there we are. Legs are open. So you can put them back, do the move we just did, or you can come here. If you're in a heel hook, situation, I'm gonna reach back, expose the heel, fall, right here, elbows down, pull my heels back, pull back from the heel hook. Okay, so it just depends. If you do leg locks, you should do all leg locks. It doesn't matter if you're a gi guy or a no gi guy. If you're in the gi, you toggle off, no reaping, no heel hooks. And then you take the gi off, and you put that toggle on. So it's always gonna be good for you to do every single leg lock. Okay, so we're here, back step, and then the legs are this way. So I want to walk my foot up, okay? Now, that adds a little bit of a resistance there. Reach down, grab on top, open, okay? You can turn and face, fall into the saddle. There's a really nice outside heel hook here where I just pull this here, and I have false grip right there. So I don't have to connect right now. All I'm gonna do is I can come here, grab the false grip, pull back, put my knee down, land nicely. I come here, I put my hands together, pull the heel back, and hit it, okay? You wanna try that? So we're here.
See if I can get this.
Back step. Yeah.
Reverse the foot. Here. Go to the toes.
Now take your left hand and grab my stirrup. The other left hand, this one. The underneath. So take that hand and right here. There it is.
All right.
Yeah, now take your middle finger. Yes.
All right, I feel
Yeah.
the pressure now.
Now pull my big toe to my knee. So it just opens. Now watch, ready? Try to just pull it straight back. It doesn't work.
Nope.
Pull my knee, or my foot to my knee, opens.
And I can reverse it, right?
Yeah, then you can reverse it, go right
Back
back.
to the same one.
Yeah,
There you go.
yeah, or go back, or here. So let's open it again. Yeah. Switch your hands, yeah. Yeah. Pull it. Now, you can bring this, turn this way. Okay, reach back and grab the exposed heel. Yeah. Fall sideways. Put this knee on the ground. Yeah, fall this way. Cross your ankles. Pull the heel. to
Just your ankles, Mikey.
Yeah, just the ankles.
This thing.
Yep.
And
Pull
this-
the heels
yeah.
backwards and pull the heel to your chin. Super.
All right, I feel the tightness
Yeah.
now. Right here. Just
Cross your feet right at your ankles.
Yeah.
There you go. That's super tight.
And that's that back heeling pressure. So you have the rotation of the heel, and then you have the hips going this way, and that's what's gonna probably pop something in the foot, maybe spiral fracture this, and then blow your knee out. Most of the time you're gonna feel it in your foot first, and you have plenty of
I
time.
felt it in my foot a lot.
It's bad.
Right on top of the foot.
Yeah. So as long as you expose, get that heel right there,
Yep.
pull it back, fall sideways, you got plenty of time to
You
finish.
just want to keep it tight. Just pull it back.
So even anytime, like if you're here, so butt here, feet here, if I get your heel exposed, get from the saddle, even if I expose it, I want to cover, just like this. So now when you try to grab or try to slip the heel, try to slip it, it's harder. But if I'm like this,
Now you have space.
now you can get the heel down. You can push it in, see how you
Get my
slip it?
knee here.
So anytime you get like it's called a false grip. So I'm gonna gooseneck, false grip, pull it backwards, and then lean on it. So now try to move.
I don't even want to move it because it's so tight.
It's pretty tight. Now it's not, I'm not hipping in at this point or anything like that. But we're here, cover, now go.
I'm stuck.
Yeah, a lot of times you just finish it right there.
Hey, from when you break that grip, you go the other way for that heel hook. So if you're in your knee bar setup,
Saddle.
so if you sat up on his belly, let's do where you had the knee bar from the.
Go here. Whoop, back step. So what you can do is when I open the legs, so we'll go this way. I'm gonna come here, open. What I can do is I can start scooting this way. Fall. Now I'm in the saddle, I'm gonna come up, expose, pull back and lean on it. So that's pretty good pressure right there. The heel's on the ground, false grip's pulling back, and now I'm ready to connect. But if I have my elbow away from my hip, he's got a lot of motion in there to slip that heel.
Yeah.
So one of the good things is as soon as you get it, lay on that heel and pull it back. That way it'll minimize the heel slipping. It's not impossible, but that's a pretty dangerous heel hook.
You
right
have the
there.
false grip on, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, so I'm just on top of it right there. I'm gonna try it. Let's go here.
So to the back side?
Yeah, same thing.
So
Hands here, yep.
back step. Here, come up. Here.
Stirrup. Wait, switch your hands. There you go. Now grab this stirrup. Right, a little bit higher. There it is.
All right.
Yes.
There you go.
Now start turning this way a little bit. Other way. And then you're gonna end up in the saddle, so fall this way. Yep. Expose. Yeah.
There you go.
That's real tight.
Yeah.
Everything's buried. His chest is on top of my shoelaces. His chest is down to the ground, and it's really hard for me to grab that hand to slip that heel there.
You were saying yesterday you want to turn into that because initially he was open to the other side.
Correct.
Michael, let go of that heel and just roll to the other side a little bit.
This way.
Yep.
So
You started
if
here.
I'm here, you can expose the heel from here, but I like to fall with my head in between the legs.
Yep.
So sit up, and then fall with your head in between the legs. It's a little bit easier exposure there.
Yeah.
Oh, that little like
Yep.
head, then
Yep. You're
the
hopping
elbow
that heel.
space.
Yeah. Now pull your heels back.
Back heel.
Pull your hands to your chin and push your hips in. Yeah, I feel that immediately in my foot. That's pretty tight.
I want to squeeze my
I don't
knees
even
in.
feel, yeah, well you can, but cross your ankles a little bit. Now pull your heels backwards. See how it drives your hips
yeah.
in? That's making it, I can feel that on the inside of the knee right now.
Keep it super tight.
So as long as those hips are the outside pressure, it's the opposite rotation from the heel hook.
Yeah.
Yeah. Here I would just tap. And for me that's over.
Yeah, I feel
I'm
like
not getting out of that. But if you sit up like this, see I can slip it
Yeah.
and come in there. We can start our heel slipping drill. So you always want to put a lot of pressure. Let's turn this way a little bit more. So when you expose, fall inside. Yeah. I feel that right away in my foot. Feel how and you're pulling kind of towards your chin, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. And if you hip in, yeah, that's nasty. So a lot of different options from that back step position there. Any questions coming through or anything? You have any questions? Any questions?
Nope.
All right.
That one's pretty tight. I like it.
It's very tight.
I like it where you want to keep it tight, right?
Correct.
So when I roll, I'm going straight to my head, right?
Yes.
Or my forehead.
Yep. You can come
So
here.
I want to be able to go here.
Now, see how you're straightening your legs? You're actually pushing my knee out of the knee line. So
Yeah.
pull your heels in.
So as I'm rotating, I'm going to keep this tight.
Now pull your yeah.
There you go.
Yeah. Now pull your heels in. Yeah.
All right.
Feel it?
I got to keep my legs activated the whole
Yep.
time.
Exactly.
Can't relax too much.
Yep. So it's just like any other position you have.
Yeah.
The position is the leg. The submission is the heel hook. So a lot of times when I'm training with somebody, if I'm here and we go, just move around a little bit. If you can't get out of that leg entanglement, I feel like I'm going to be able to get that heel
Yeah.
every time. So when you first start training the heel hooks, don't even worry about finishing the heel hook. Worry about keeping the position. So move around a little bit there. Yeah, you just gave it to me. Gotta go that way. So a lot of times I'll just focus on the leg. A lot of times when I train, I'll just false grip it and see if I can have my legs in the right position. Because if you can maintain this knee line, if I'm here, his knee is way in between my knee line.
Yeah, I feel like I can't get my knee past you because your grip is so strong.
Because the first year of doing this, I felt like I tore something in my groin because I was constantly back heeling using different muscles. And your leg muscles will definitely get stronger if you do this. So when you train heel hooks, you don't have to finish them. You can just stay in the position, expose the heel, let it go, re-expose, all sorts of different stuff.
And go that same position for you, Michael. Go to that heel hook, that saddle position.
Come here, yep.
And then work on getting that back heel feel of it.
So sit up a little bit. Yeah, put this foot on the ground. There you go. Yeah, now squeeze your knees together. I'm pretty stuck.
Yeah.
Like that feels bad, sit up. Now that's even worse for me.
You want to go back down? Going
Yeah.
back to...
Don't extend though. What I want you to do is pull your elbow back past my leg. See how it kind of hops?
Yeah. Oh.
There it is.
Now I feel it.
Now bring your knees to the ceiling. Just your knees. There's your counter pressure. This one comes up. Hold your chin, hip in. It's not going anywhere. It feels.
Yeah, super tight.
So when I train with somebody, I kind of I'll hold it, false grip it, see what happens. More often than not, if it's somebody that doesn't know heel hooks, I'll just let them go. And a lot of times, I'll get counter foot locked. Because, oh, I caught you, that's cool. And I'm like, that's cool, let's keep going, you know? Like, it's okay. Like, I don't have to win everything, but I know that I let him out of the position. That was a catastrophic knee thing. And that's why I think a lot of people don't like training heel hooks because like, oh, I'm afraid of getting hurt. Well, if you train with somebody who doesn't care if you catch them, that's good. Yeah. And if you just maintain your legs in those positions, it's not going anywhere.
Yeah, I've been rolling with you for a couple of years.
Yeah.
And we never had a foot like injury.
No, not at all. And you'll go hard for feet. I go hard for feet, but like, I'm not afraid of you hurting me. You're not afraid of me hurting you. You know, and
it makes it more fun.
Yeah. Yeah. So. Any questions? All right. So you can train heel hooks nicely, as long as you don't have to. I'm not a guy who's got to win every roll. I don't care. You know, I've done a lot of tournaments. I've won some big tournaments for my age group. You know, but if you just don't have any ego and you don't want to hurt your training partner, you can train heel hooks for. It's a lot of fun too.
Just learning position, going from one spot to the next, to the next.
But don't focus on the finish. Just focus on the position and
especially the hips and your legs, keeping your knees tight.
And your legs. Once you start doing this for a while, your feet get a lot stronger. Your legs get a lot stronger.
Hey, yeah. Hey, so let's see the entrance again.
Okay.
The back step into that foot separation, which is so cool.
Okay, so we're here. Both hands in front. Like I said, I don't like to leave this back here because when somebody back steps on me, I'm going to clamp down on their arm, just over the top, kind of like a press and unlock.
All right.
Yeah. And then I get stuck. So you really have to sell, yes, I'm giving up my back, or yes, I'm going to let him come up on the single. So it's like anything else. If you want to gain something, sometimes you have to give something up. So I come here, and he puts his feet this way. Let's turn this way. Start. So I'm going to wedge right here, it's more like a kickstand, so I don't have to use my hands. And that takes
as opposed to triangling your legs and only having one.
Yeah, like this is kind of, it's a little bit unstable. If he rolls me this way, it's kind of I don't want that.
Yeah.
I'd rather be like this, wedged, like a kickstand here, so then my hands are free. But for a while, I'd have to put hands down, all that stuff. In that match, it was kind of a weird grip. He came here, and I grabbed here, or something like it. It was a weird transition. It wasn't your test like this. I think he was crossed like this, and I had the leg, cleared it, stepped over. But, so now people are kind of onto that here when we train. Stirrup, cover that middle finger, covers the pinky toe, right? This foot is up, pull this way, and they're open. So even if you really try to hold your feet closed, it's like a magic open button. And then you can either go this way to the outside heel hook or this way to the inside heel hook.
When you go to the outside, do you work the same thing? So go to the outside.
So outside heel hook, I'm going to kind of turn this way, and I'm going to come here.
And when you fall, do you work that same back heeling pressure?
So I'm going to put my knee down because a lot of times if you just fall, it causes impact, which can cause heel slippage. So if you come here, and I'm already covering those toes. My heels are back heeling right here. So just try to move around a little bit. It doesn't take much to finish it. But if you fly off, it's like doing an arm bar from the mount. If you take your hands off the chest, the traditional one, you're going to fly off. I don't want to fly off of that position. So I want to control the roll with the heel. Fall, back heel, pull, and back heel.
I feel like you're folding my foot when you're doing it.
It feels bad.
Yeah.
There's little adjustments you can do, kind of the same way as the straight foot lock. Like you almost want to feel the toes are out of control, like they're gonna come out. Same thing with that heel hook.
All right.
Yep. Do you want to try it?
Ryan Birch asks, can you finish that outside heel hook with one hand?
You can. I'd rather have two hands put together. The outside heel hook, if you talk to, Like if you watch any Lachlan Giles stuff, and if you watch Craig Jones stuff, they don't finish the outside heel hook. They don't like it. And Craig Jones said he'll only do this if he's seen somebody tap to it before. Because there is a little bit of back exposure there. Of course, I tried this on Ben, and I think Ben ended up rear naked choking me while I had his leg.
Yeah.
How the hell did that happen? You know, but
Well, who's that kid you were talking about before that had a match with Joe? He always goes outside on his straight foot locks.
that's a straight ankle lock. This is an outside heel hook.
Yeah.
So the outside heel hook is going to damage that part of the knee, and a lot of times guys will just it was at the LCL. There's a good amount of blood flow there, so a lot of times if anything happens to the LCL, you don't need to have surgery. But if you do the MCL, so if you look at like Lachlan Giles, Craig Jones, it's all saddle finishes and all 50-50, 80-20 outside Senkaku finishes. So they want to attack that MCL for the catastrophic break. Whereas guys, if you do an outside heel hook, a lot of the higher level guys, they won't tap to it. So if we're here, here, I come here, it's down. You can, I mean, I think you can, but if I leave my arm over here, let's try something this way. Like if I'm here, first thing I'm gonna do is grab the hand. If you grab both my hands, both here, it's hard to finish. I can put some extra pressure on it by bringing my elbow underneath, but it's hard to. Now, if he's not doing this, I might be able to, but I usually want to have two hands.
Well, if that hand's free, you might as well use it.
Exactly.
There.
So if he's here, I might switch to something else. You know, I mean, I'm assuming it is possible to do it, but it maybe more back healing now.
But I have to push
How
on
about
the
him?
elbow
Yeah.
right here.
That's not the best way to get out though, and I would probably want to have two hands together. I'm sure you can finish it one-handed, but the inside heel hook's a little easier to put some pressure on one-handed than the outside one. So, yeah. Cool. Good question. Anything else? All right. Well, thanks for tuning in. We're gonna have more of these coming. If you guys have any questions or any problems you're having in your training, just hit us up and we'll address those online. Thanks again, guys.